all seekers. Welcome to my channel, Deep Astro Universe. So today I'll begin with the February analysis for all the lagnas. So first I'll move ahead with the Aries lagna. In this video, I'll be talking about Aries lagna and Taurus lagna. So all the lovely Aries lagna for you, February is looking really, really beautiful because the Saturn, this year's energy, Saturnian energy is transiting in your 11th house. So you need to consider all this, not just from your lagna, but even from your moon sign, how it is getting affected. So you can consider whatever predictions I'm giving, you can consider it with respect to lagna and even with respect to moon sign. Though some factors definitely change, but here I am definitely talking about the lagna, and you can even consider it as rashi, moon rashi. Now, first of all, for Aries Lagna, your Lagna Lord Mars will be transiting in Sagittarius 9th house till 4th February. After that, it will be in Capricorn sign in the 10th house. Now, your Lagna Lord and the 8th house Lord will be in 9th house and 10th house. Some kind of transformation in your luck that will bring some kind of travels, or even people who are willing to join any research institute, either as a master's or higher education, PhD, postdoc, all those or research related activities. You can definitely join it. Either you will join for higher education, or even you can join it as a professor or a teacher, something related to your eighth house, because the eighth house lord is going in the ninth house, in the Sagittarius sign. So this indicate that you, the first lagna lord, you, and the eighth house, which indicates the transformations and the research and analysis, is going in the ninth house. That means something related to the eighth house, and you will be going for either the high education related to high this research, or you can even travel to different places, faraway places. Along with that, you can even become a teacher or a guide. So this was for the Sagittarius. Now, when this Mars will shift to Capricorn on 5th February, then what changes you will see? The kind of changes I can see over here for Aries Lagna people is that there will be sudden transformations. Everything that you are gonna do in this time period will affect your status. Means, suppose, because it's the eighth house lord, it talks about transformation. Those transformation can bring upliftment and even a downfall. So you have to decide what you are going to do in your life. The best thing about this transit will be Mars will get exalted in your 10th house. So beautifully, this will bring good changes in your career, good rise in status. But if your Mahadasha Antardasha is somewhat negative, it can even trigger a downfall in your career. So you have to see how things are currently in your space, that means in your Mahadasha and Antardasha. Then accordingly, this change, though it is exalted, but whatever will happen, whatever transformation will be in your 10th house. That means related to career, something is status. So it doesn't matter whether it is exalted in the transit or not, but if the Mahadasha Antardasha is indicating any deformation, then this particular lord of the 8th house can bring deformation in the career too. And that too very strongly it is placed over here. So that's the reason why I said it can bring upliftment also, it can bring defamation also. So you have to check accordingly, according to your current Mahadasha Dasha. If it is talking about upliftment, it will bring upliftment. If it is talking about defamation, it can even bring defamation. So you have to keep in mind. Then talking about the Saturn, Saturn is sitting next to Mars. So in the 11th house, this is a beautiful combination where your energy, Mars is what? Your inner energy is transferring in the second 11th house from 10th house, it is second, to your work. Means Saturn is your karma, your work. So whatever gains and opportunities you are going to get in your career, this placement of Mars and Saturn, means Mars in the 10th house and Saturn in the 11th house, the energy of Mars will help Saturn, your career, your karmas, to uplift and get lot many gains and opportunities. So that's a beautiful combination. And not just that, because the Saturn will be aspecting your first house, fifth house, and even your eighth house. This is very good for new changes and transformation. It will even even get you lot of responsibilities in life towards your children, towards your education. Though some delays, if you are looking for progeny or childbirth, then also there could be delay, but still this Saturn will help you deliver at this time. Now, talking about the beautiful placement of Rahu next to it in the 12th house and the Ketu in the 6th house. When Ketu is in the 6th house, minded, it sometimes gives you separation from the daily household activities and even in your job, because if it is a 9 to 5 job, any kind of job, there also you get separated, because it's kind of planet which brings separation from those areas where it is seated. Now, one more important thing is you can check it out. Like all those people who have got Ketu in the 6th house, they have got a separation from their maternal family, some kind of distance, and this happens whenever Ketu transits from 6th house. This is one of the indication, and even because 12th house Rahu somewhere will bring both the combination of you getting opportunities from foreign lands, even expenditure will be there. Along with that, Rahu unfolds some hidden activities in your life. Like suppose in this aspect, Rahu is sitting in the Pisces sign, the sign of the Jupiter. Jupiter is sitting in your first house. Now Jupiter is what? Someone who is very knowledgeable, a guru kind. Where Rahu sits, it reveals the actual behavior of a guru. So sometime what happens, like you can see recently, this is revealed that one of the motivational speaker is like is caught in a scam. Now, why did this happen? Why in this particular time when Rahu is in Pisces sign? Sometimes Rahu unfolds those areas where it transits. So like it is transiting in the sign of Jupiter, the highest of sign of Jupiter, where spirituality, knowledge comes, where people, not just him, the one who had got trapped in this scam, and the one who is revealed in this scam, there will be many who will come out during this transit. So you have to check out for all the Aries Lagna people, if you are even Moon Rashi, that beware of all those people who act like a knowledgeable person. They can make you spend in the wrong direction, either money, time, or energy. Okay, you have to be aware of all those things, as this Rahu can give you opportunities in the foreign land or even expenditure too. Now, talking about Jupiter, Jupiter is beautifully placed in your first house. It is aspecting your fifth, seventh, and ninth. If the Mahadashanta Dasha is also of Jupiter, and Jupiter, whenever transits from first house, it unfolds your whole chart. Means you get blessings of higher divine through ninth and fifth house, even your gurus, even you can go for progeny, childbirth, marriage, everything will fructify. You can go for higher education, lot of good things Jupiter brings when it is in this first house. Now, talking about Mercury, Mercury will remain in the Capricorn sign from 1st February, and on 20th February, it will transit into Aquarius sign. Now, what does it indicate? Mercury is the lord of third and the sixth house. It will transit in your 10th house and then in the 11th house. That means you can get opportunities in your career, that too related to IT sector, or something which is connected to digital platforms, all those, and even related to some kind of communication where short distance travel is also involved. Even your siblings can get a job at this time. And one more thing you need to take care of, that whenever Mercury is transiting in the 10th house, it being the lord of your 6th house, and when it is transiting and sitting in the 10th house, it will be even conjunct with Mars. Now, Mars and Mercury conjunction is never ever good. Sometimes it brings fights in a person's life, and that fight could be in your professional life with colleagues or bosses. So be aware of that. I've already given a caution for February. Just be aware of all the fights which can happen because of your own communication at this time in your professional life. Okay, another thing, when Mercury will transit in Aquarius sign on 20th February, there will be a relax, and this time you can actually gain a lot of opportunities and even money from the service sectors, maybe through new job, or even you can gain a lot of things from if you are maybe you have rented something or taken something on lease, then you can gain out of it. These all things, and if you are looking for a loan, that can also fructify at by the end of February. So the only caution you need to keep in during the transit of Mercury in Capricorn, with a conjunction of Mars, which will happen from 5th February to 19th February. That's it. For these 2 weeks, you need to keep in check of your communication. Now, talking about Sun will remain in Capricorn sign, and on later 13th February, it will enter Aquarius sign. So, this particular conjunction of Mercury, Sun, and Mars will be there, and this conjunction is really really difficult for all of you. I will make a separate video on it, because even Venus will be entering for a smaller time span in February, and it will be like a blast. So for you in the 10th house, beware of your communication. Do not fight, do not compete with your colleagues. Okay, and so Sun here will give you a prominent position, a status in 10th house when it will transit, and after that, from 13th February, it will bring a lot of good changes, which will give you a lot of good gains and opportunities. Even your elder siblings can get something new, and even your children, if they can uh, they can do something good in their education, or even they can get good gains and opportunities in their career. Even it's a good time for your elder siblings too. They can get fame and status in their life. So these all indication are there in the February. Then Rahu Ketu, I've already interacted. I'm talking about Venus. As I've said, Venus will remain in the Sagittarius sign, and on 12th February it will enter Capricorn sign. So till the time it is in the Sagittarius sign, it will be very smooth, because it's the second and seventh house lord. It will give you a lot of money related opportunities, stability in your life, good bond and everything. But as soon as it enters the 10th house, it will be conjunct with Mars, Sun, and even Mercury. This is a blast. So actually, if you are a male, then you can have a clash with a female, or even a female can get actually pissed off between two or three people fight. That could happen because Venus is getting hemmed between so many cruel planets like Mars and Sun. Along with that, Mercury is there, who just communicates and sometimes speaks so much that it can even create fights, and even you know uh, not just fight, but those verbal fight can become a physical fight, convert into a physical fight. So you have to be aware of these circumstances during this time. So this was all for Aries lagna. Coming to Taurus lagna, for Taurus lagna people, the same thing, same conjunction will happen in your ninth house. This kind of thing can happen with your boss's fathers at this time. So you have to be aware of every, and especially the fight, or even some kind of verbal fight, or some kind of difficulty with father like people. Okay, because your first house lord, lagna lord, will be in Sagittarius sign in the 8th house. Till that time also, there will be certain level of difficulties, transformations will be there in your life if the Mahadashanta Dasha is there. Then along with that, the transformation will be good, because it's the 6th house lord going to 8th house. You can even start something new in your career or a daily routine life, something related to 8th house, related to research. Okay, now, even when it will transit in the ninth house, this is the rise in luck, but because the conjunction will be there with Mars, Mercury, Sun, then there will be a blast, and that blast can bring lot of energy, which will trigger fight, verbal fight or physical fight with your bosses or with your father. So be aware of it. I normally take precautions that what I speak and what I convey. So this is the major message for February, that be aware of your communication, how you're communicating with the people. So the time span is between 5th February to 19th February. At this time, everybody need to keep precautions of what they are speaking. Okay, what they're conveying. Any kind of miscommunication or a wrong communication can trigger fights. Okay, now coming to Mars, Mars will be in the Sagittarius sign till 4th February, and after that, it will be in Capricorn sign. Now Mars being the lord of your 12th house and 7th house will be there in the 8th house. That means some kind of transformation with related to your partners, related to your partnership, whether it be business or even with the spouse. Maybe that transformation is bringing certain amount of losses. That's why you might get upset or triggered. It might disturb you, but later when this Mars will transit in your ninth house, it will see a increase in luck. And then whatever partnership and everything you are doing, whatever losses you are feeling, that will help you give lot many gains, and even it will help you get rise in luck, and even your father and bosses will support, and even you can go for travels to different and far away places. And then coming to Saturn will remain in 10th house for the whole year. The Saturnian energy will push you to work hard in your career, not just to gain something out of it, but to uh, see an upliftment in your status. So Saturn will push you to work hard, rigorously, with uh, keeping some rules and regulations. Along with that, you need to be pragmatic, that whatever you are doing, it's according to the society. You are not breaking the laws of the society, okay? So Saturn will definitely check that if your karmas are right or not, because it's the major king of this year. And because he is the king of this year, he can punish anyone who goes against the karmas and the rules created in our society. So anything you do in your career which is not dignified and not socially acceptable in your career, then it can even punish you. So Saturn being the ruler of this year, it will keep a check on your career. So you have to be really hardworking and practical, and be truthful towards your job, okay? Now, because Saturn's aspect will be on 12th house, 4th house, and 7th house, it will definitely, for those people who get confused, Saturn is sitting in its own Mool Trikona sign. So, it will help you get connected with the foreign element, foreign people, or even get a job in foreign land, MNC, or something like that. There will be definitely a connection over there. Then, it will even help you get a home. Which you desired from a long time, and even a good partner. Marriage prospects are there. Even you can start a new business. And for Taurus people, because your Venus is starting its year's journey from Scorpio sign, so this year you can get married, or even you can start a new business. Both things are indicated for you for this year. And Saturn is also helping out. And soon when Jupiter will also transit to Taurus sign, it will also indicate marriage and business prospects for this year. Now coming to Mercury. Mercury will remain in the Capricorn sign on 20th February. It will enter Aquarius sign. Now Mercury being lord of your second house and fifth house, when it sits in the ninth house, it's like it will bring a lot of changes in your life, especially related to money and family, which is very good. It can even see an upliftment. You can see a rise in luck. You will get more um, you can get you can travel with your father at this time, or family at this time, and even new changes, but those changes will come in the life of your children, your family, rise in luck because of them. And whatever work you are doing, like whatever, if you are somewhere connected with a creative field, or field where your creativity, your intelligence is required, there you will see a rise in luck, and even your bosses and father are also going to favor you. And if you feel like conceiving, then luck will favor you, and you can definitely go for it. You can go for you can even think about childbirth in this year. This whole year is indicating somewhere new changes in your life. Business opportunities, marriage prospects are there. Then you can buy a new home, accessories, or anything related to your home, vehicle. All those things are indicated for your life. Even progeny is indicated in your chart after April. Marriage is indicated strongly after April, because both Saturn and Jupiter are going to aspect, seventh house. So all these things are indicated. And even why I'm saying that you can travel, I mean to say you can travel with your family to pilgrimages. That is also indicated in February. Okay. Now, talking about Sun will remain in the Capricorn sign in the ninth house. Then it will transit to Aquarius sign on 13th February. Now, when this fourth house lord goes into ninth house, then there is certain amount of luck rise due to your mother, or whatever happiness you attain at this time. It will be all because of you are traveling, or you're going for higher education, or your bosses and father are really helping you out at this time, and there is a whole lot of happiness in your family, in your home environment. And I can see that because the transits are indicating. And then this particular sun will transit to 10th house, then there is a rise in status in your career. So some kind of fame is indicated, some kind of upliftment in career is indicated after 13th February. And whatever fame or upliftment you will see, status, that can even bring happiness in your family too. That's a good indication. I can see the good indication in your chart for this whole year. Except for, I don't know about your moon sign, but if it's your lagna, then definitely it is indicated. Even if the moon sign is Taurus, then also it is indicated. Rest, you need to see both the things, your lagna and moon sign, for all these big transits too. Okay. Now talking, I have already talked about Venus. So one thing that you need to keep in mind, because the Rahu is sitting in the 11th house, and Ketu is in the 5th house. Now this is a beautiful transit because Rahu in 11th house fulfills all your desires. Okay, Ketu somewhere separates you from all the relationships, whether it be with your love relationship, children, and even the children who are into education. They get means they get distracted to so many other things, so many other desires, that they do not concentrate on their education. Now these was all the analysis for Aries and Taurus for February. Now, one thing that I have told you, the biggest conjunction happening in February, for Aries, it will be in your 10th house, and for Taurus, it will be in your ninth house. Just keep in mind about whatever you are communicating, you communicate in the right way, because things indicate that there will be fight, or either could be verbal fight or physical fight, but definitely there will be some amount of fight or even spat with either people in your professional life, or with a father like people, a father like image. Okay, so this was all for Aries and Taurus. Now if you really like this video, please do subscribe to my channel, Deep Astro Universe. Thank you so much.